Yo, what is good YouTube? I am Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all the performance review on the Adidas N3xt Futurenatural. Before we get started, if you all enjoy sneaker content just like this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. But anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the Adidas N3xt Futurenatural features this almost spiderweb inspired traction pattern. It's very similar to what's featured on the Harden Step Back 2 and the Harden Volume 5. And you know, in terms of the traction, I would say this is somewhere in between those two shoes because I don't know what it is. I think it really has to do with the rubber compound, honestly, but it has pretty good traction. For the most part, I would say it's like a little iffy, especially if you're playing on your average courts. So let me break it down for you. If you are playing on your really clean courts, I honestly don't think you'll have any problems at all. You'll probably be able to stop very, very nicely and probably actually get a decent bite out of it as well. However, if you are playing on your mildly dusty to really dusty courts like most of us are, what I mean by that is your LA Fitness, 24-hour fitness, anything like that, you will have to consistently wipe in order to maintain some decent traction. And even then, you may slip up here and there. So just watch out for that because, you know, this thing does pick up a lot of dust. I'm not sure if you can see, but you know, there is still some dust coated on the shoe right now. And yeah, it does pick up dust. You will have to wipe. So just be careful if you are playing on those types of courts. But yeah, if you're playing on your clean courts, you're really not gonna have any issues. I don't know what it is about this traction. Like I said earlier, this is in between like Volume 5 traction and the Step Back 2 traction, Volume 5 being super trash, and then the Step Back 2 actually having pretty good traction. I would say this is probably a little bit more leaning towards the Step Back 2 because the rubber compound is tacky and you actually do get better traction out of this than the Volume 5 by a long shot. So that's pretty much how the traction is on the N3xt Futurenatural. You know, good on very clean courts, okay with some slip ups as long as you wipe on your mildly dusty and average courts. So moving on to the cushion, the N3xt Futurenatural features a full length boost drop in midsole with light strike. And yeah, you know, this is a better implementation than the Volume 5 as well. You know, I'm pretty much going to compare this shoe to the Volume 5 Futurenatural because hence name Futurenatural. And yeah, I think it's a little bit better in here. I can actually feel the boost a little bit. You know, I feel a little bit of compression in the heel and a little bit of compression in the forefoot, but don't get me wrong. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Like, it is very, very minimal, but that's still better than the Volume 5 because that thing was just hard as a rock. It was terrible, honestly. So it is nice to actually be able to feel some sort of cushion in this, you know, like the Futurenatural lineup. But yeah, this is still, like I said, you know, definitely not the most impact protection. This is definitely a more responsive and firm cushion setup, but it is nice that you get to feel at least a little bit of compression, you know, from that boost from this midsole. So overall, if you do want, you know, a lot of impact protection and you hear light strike and boost and you're like, wow, you know, that sounds awesome. Still not that, but you know, it is what it is. And you know, if you want to feel responsive, this has got you covered there. So, I mean, that's cool. But yeah, it still doesn't live up to the hype of, you know, combining light strike and boost. So moving on to the materials, the N3xt Futurenatural pretty much features a full prime knit upper. In the toe box though, you do have like this, I guess it's prime knit or something, some sort of material that's like infused with plastic, or I guess, you know, fused material to give it a little bit more structure. And I believe underneath this is some sort of like lining, probably similar to what's featured in the Yeezy line, I believe, that gives it that structure, because you can definitely hear it, like you hear that plastic or something that's backing this just to make sure it's more structured up in the toe box area. As you move towards the back of the shoe and like the middle area, you do get a more free-flowing prime knit, but pretty much, you know, you do have that structural base here just to make sure this shoe actually has some sort of form. And then around the tongue area is where you get like a more free-flowing prime knit, just because, you know, you don't really need that structure up here. So overall, the materials are really nice. You know, it's pretty much what you expect from a full prime knit shoe. In my opinion, I think the nicest materials on the next level were on the very first one, because that was pretty much just a full prime knit upper. But you know, I understand why they had to move in this direction, because you know, this definitely provides a lot more structure to the shoe, and overall that just, you know, enhances the support in the shoe. So I really can't complain about the materials on here. It is prime knit, it is nice, and it gets the job done. So moving on to the fit, I would say that this next level Futurenatural does run a half size big at least. So whatever you normally wear, go down a half size and you all should be good to go. This is a one booty upper. Obviously, you know, there's no laces, nothing like that. So make sure you get the correct size. Otherwise you will have issues in the shoe, because you know, it just won't fit properly and you're just gonna have a lot of issues, honestly. So yeah, just make sure you get your right size. I'm a slightly wide footer and I went down a half size and I was perfectly fine in this shoe. If you have really wide feet, you may want to just stay away from the shoe. I could see some issues like running in this like forefoot area, because you will feel it squeeze your foot. But then again, you know, it is like prime knit mixed with a little bit of plastic. I honestly don't know if, you know, you'll get over that squeezing pain. So that's just something to keep in mind. But me personally, as a slightly wide footer, I went down a half size. I was perfectly fine. Everything else, you know, the materials do lie very nicely over your feet. Everything hugs your foot very nicely. The one thing I didn't like about the fit is it is extremely hard to get your foot into the shoe, even after playing in the shoe for a long time now. And you know, it is a pain, but I guess it is what it is. You know, it just ensures that you're gonna have a great fitting shoe that's gonna hug your foot, just so you don't have any issues. But yeah, it is an absolute pain to squeeze your foot into the shoe. However, outside of that, I do think the fit in the shoe is very good. So moving on to the support, I didn't actually have any issues with the support in the shoe. You know, you do have this internal heel counter, and you do have a lot of like Achilles pillows. Like, I don't know if you all can see this, but yep, you can see those pillows right there. It is very nice. It definitely keeps your foot locked in. I didn't have any heel slippage at all. As far as side-to-side movement on the footbed goes, I didn't have any of that. You actually do sit inside this like Futurenatural midsole, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. It's, you know, basically the fusing between the upper and the midsole of the shoe, and you do actually sit inside of it. And it is nice. You know, like I said, I didn't have any side-to-side movement on the footbed. You are contained that way. And then, you know, as far as lateral stability, you're also covered there. You have a very wide base, so you won't have any issues. And then, you know, as far as torsional rigidity and stability goes, I would say this is pretty stiff and rigid, so this shoe's got you covered there as well. So moving on to the price, I believe the next level Futurenatural retails for $180, and I think that's like the same price as every single other Futurenatural. Maybe. But yeah, for $180, if you all have ever tried the next level line, you pretty much know what to expect in terms of like performance and all that, you know, besides the traction. So if you like that kind of feeling in your shoes, I would say go for it. But me personally, you know, $180, that's a very steep price point, and I think I would rather play in some other shoes just because of, you know, the traction on here, and the cushion is not up to par as some cheaper models from other brands. So me personally, I wouldn't recommend it just because of that. The price is too high, and then, you know, the issues with the cushion and traction. However, you know, if you all are interested in picking up a pair of these and you don't mind having a more firm cushion setup from, you know, your shoe, then I'd say go for it. But me personally, I wouldn't keep this in my rotation. That's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. While you're at it, smash that thumbs up button for me, as it really does help me out. Also check out this video on my left and on my right, and that's pretty much it. Until next time, peace.